Toastmaster Prema, helping the unknown in new environment. Helping the unknown in new environment. Toastmaster Prema. Over to you.
Thank you. When we set off to new places, we often meet strangers a lot. If it seems that any one of them are in critical situations, is it safe for us to help them in emergency circumstances? Probably it may or may not. Good morning, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Here I am going to share about my experience, which was recorded in my pages of diary. Nearly, I wrote it 15 years back. Once in a summer vacation, I went to the Muttal waterfalls with my family and along with my children, which was located in the Salem district, where my hometown is there. The only disadvantages of that place is there were no medical facilities and residences around it. We have to bring our food and water bottles with us to touring that places. But it is a very beautiful places. When we go towards the Muttal waterfalls, there were nice panoramic view at the sides of the road with a paddy field and greenery scenes all around the area. We have reached the destination and all our family members enjoyed a lot in waterfalls. There were already 100 people nearly at that place. In a short while, a man with his 4 of his friends came to that waterfalls. It may be around 10 minutes from his reach. When he was standing under the waterfall, the 4 of them carried him towards the ground area, leaving the waterfalls. At first, I could not understand why this happened. I always have in two mindsets at the same time. One is we should help anyone after ensuring our safety. The second one is not helping is also an inhuman act because our society does not deserve it. In that situation, I also moved to that ground area following them, leaving the waterfalls. Whether he was physically ill or drunk like that. They said that he was not feeling well. Then I observed him. He was unconscious and his body was not flexible. And I decided finally it may be epilepsy. Immediately, I called my brother-in-law because he was an acutherapist. I called him over phone and then connect him and asked about this, explained about this situation and asked what could I do for this. He told me to apply gentle pressure between the upper lips and below the nose for 30 to 40 seconds using our forefinger. Then I explained about this technique to his friends to stop this active epilepsy. They followed what I told to them. I am surprised. I couldn't believe that he regained his consciousness within 30 seconds. It may be happened nearly 7 minutes from his reach to that waterfalls. There were no ambulance facility to call at that mountainous area. And giving him a keychain like this and a pen to stop the active epilepsy is happens only in stories. Actually, it is not. People in the medical field know about it. We have to admit them in hospital, in emergency ward, and allow them to inject the medicines, anticonvulsants like benzodiazepines. Then only we can control the epilepsy into normal. But the fact is that the acupressure point at the center of the upper lips made him a miracle. It was surprising me also. It was an opportunity to help him. Then only I came to know there is something special in that treatment. I have shared this medical guidance with all of you. It may be helpful in emergency situation to help to others also. Then after saying thanks to God, we leaving that place in a short while. Thank you so much for all of you to sharing my experience with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy Romani. Thanks for warm welcome. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Today we received a wonderful speech from Toastmaster Prema. Toastmaster Prema, helping the unknown in a new environment. While you're starting your speech, you ask the question like, whether will you help a stranger in a new environment? You somewhat typical human behavior in the start of your speech. Somewhat it grabbed the audience attention like what she has done in her speech. And you started to, once you asked the question, immediately you started to explain your personal experience you took from your diary. And then you, what situation make you to help others? And like the planning of your trip, and you were explained the beauty of the mountain and all these things. It's really intriguing audience attention. And in between that, while you are explaining the details of your trip, you were told like one incident, right? And how that incident led you to help others. And though the situation instant having provided with 100 plus peoples, you are the only person to help because of your medical background knowledge, right? So in that case, what I would say here is you have put little actually in that situation everyone can help, right? Since you are having some medical background, you are in a position to help. So though you are having everything well and good in your speech, you would have put little additional story about your background, why you were in a situation to help them comparing to others, how you saved their life due to your medical knowledge. So all these things are clearly explained. However, you would have highlighted your profession a little bit. And other than that, today we received a wonderful, well-structured speech, and your eye contact throughout your speech is very well. And we were enjoyed your speech, like how your trip was started. In between that, how you were helped the stranger, and how it become the life-saving for a person, and it helped others as well, right? If someone is put in that situation, they can react from the way how you reacted in that situation, right? You are being an example for that situation. And everything is well. However, I noticed a few points. If you put those, if you work on those areas, obviously your speech will be in a next level. In your, as per my knowledge, your speech is completely emotion-rich speech. While you are describing the mountain beauty, you would have put more emotion. That emotion lead you to change your vocal. So your speech like a monotonous. So whenever you are describing something very beautiful or something very worst things happen, you would have changed your voice. So you have to little bit work on voice modulation. And throughout the speech, I don't see any hand gestures. In your speech, you would have used lot of hand gestures. So a little bit, you have to practice on this area as well. And related to title, you were clearly mentioned like helping the unknown in a new environment, right? Somewhat it should be like intriguing one. What she is going to do. Likewise, you should intrigue others. So in that angle, you have to give some questioning title, or you can highlight your profession. That actually this situation is not common to all. This situation made for you to help because you have that knowledge. Everyone cannot help, right? So the background, the profession you came in, right, that would have been highlighted in the speech. That's the only recommendation I noticed. Other than that, we received a wonderful speech from Toastmaster Prema. Thank you. Over to you.